Discussion regarding the December 10, 2013 Council Resolution, which provided for the uniform method of collecting non-ad valorem special assessments levied for the cost of providing residential solid waste collection and disposal services, as well as residential and commercial stormwater services and facilities beginning on October 1st, 2014. Discussion.
Madam Stevie?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The last council meeting, this item was on the agenda. I was under the impression that we were going to have a chance to discuss it. However, we didn't, and I bring it back on because I did voted for this item. And after the meeting, I have many constituents that actually approached me from my district and from other part of the city as well. But most of those constituents were, I would say, that homeowners. I know that when we discussed this item, the question was asked, even before that I voted for it. We had a discussion about how much money that really was going to cost the city to manage the account. We're moving it from the water bill to the tax. I know the city manager's staff mentioned that it will cost up to $300,000. And when I was approached to those constituents, then they, which I didn't know about it, once the sanitation we move from the water bill, take it to the tax, what will happen to homeowners is that the escrow will increase. And once which I experienced that a couple of years ago, once, from what I understand, I'm not an expert, so whomever understands it better than me can clarify, but I'm just repeat from what I experienced and from what I heard from the constituent is that once your escrow increase, the bank, the mortgage company will send you a letter mentioned, I know I experienced a $2,000 or $3,000, that's depending on the amount of the money that you will have in your escrow, that you will have at the end of the year to give to the mortgage company. If you don't have that amount of cash to give, so your mortgage is automatically increased. Knowing all that, I said I have to bring it back up here to share it with I know some of you probably already know about it. Unfortunately, I didn't know about it that way. My only concern was about how much money this was going to cost the city. So where I am right now, I know that we up here in good faith was to help the city. We are in the best interest of the city, and as well as our residents. But what's happening right now, I am feeling that neither or are not going to be benefit with that resolution. It's going to cost the city, I'm not saying $300,000 because they said, staff said up to, but it doesn't matter if it's a penny or $300,000. The point is it will cost the city some money to operate the fund. Second of all, if we're doing it for the constituent, but it will cost them money. And I know I was talking to another constituent that when they come approach me about this, then we were talking. I realized that the city, specifically my district, have a very high percentage of homeowners versus renters. We know that we have some renters, but they are mostly the condos or the apartments. So I am speaking as a homeowners on behalf of the homeowners that actually approached me, telling me that if you're doing something or if we're voting on an item, it has to be benefit the city or the constituent. At this point right now, I feel that, and I really apologize the fact that I voted for it, and this is something that I really, really detest to do, that I voted on an item, I have to bring it back. I should do my homework first, but I didn't know about it until that they start approaching me about it. So right now, I'm asking the city attorney if a council voted on an item, and I regretted that I voted yes for it for lack of information. So how do I approach it and to move further? If the mayor allow me to ask the question now, or if she wants to open
sure,
public.
of course. Go ahead.
Thank you.
So, well, with this particular item, there is an agreement that the city has entered into with Miami-Dade County. And that agreement, as you mentioned, is to provide the administrative services to put the fees onto the taxes. At any point, the city can cancel their agreement and not enact and move forward with that program. So all we have to do is give the county, I believe it's 30 days notice, I have to check. And we just write them a letter and say, per section XYZ of this agreement, we no longer wish for you to serve as the administrator for this program, and that will be that.
So if I would like to make a motion, so what would I said,
So you would,
how do I go?
You would move to cancel cancel that agreement that we have, the interlocal agreement that we have with the county, and not proceed with the county processing the fees on the taxes.
So you expect me to say all that, or you just expect me to say, I move as the city attorney
You
stated?
can do either.
Mr. Clerk?
But that was, is that the question?
Yes.
She want to know, since she vote for it, can she bring it back and make a motion?
Yeah, she just told me what to do.
So are you making a
That's the
motion,
question.
Madam?
Yes, I just did.
I second it.
Very good. Open for discussion. Public hearing is open.
Madam Mayor, members of the council, I spoke to several of my neighbors that live on the other side of 16th Avenue, and as Councilwoman Searle said, it's either pay me now or pay me later. What happens is that the monthly mortgage payment goes up. And right now, I think our water bill and our sanitation bill comes in every 3 months. So I can go either way with it. I can afford to pay it either on my tax, or I can pay it every quarterly bill. But there's a lot of people that they just can't afford it. They get hit at the end of the year, and all of a sudden, boom, their mortgage rate goes up because of this. And it's kind of ironic that you're bringing this up tonight, because a few people, like I said, across the street on 16th Avenue that own individual homes have mentioned it to me. Geez, I don't know, I don't know if this is a good idea or bad idea. It's going to really affect me. And, you might want to look at it from that point of view. Thank you.
William Prevotel, 11950 North Bay Shore Drive. I'll be brief. Does not necessarily affect me, but I think it does affect quite a few people that are on that borderline and trying to achieve a mortgage and other financing. Sometimes it comes down to a matter of $100, $1,000, whatever. This might actually make the difference and make it feasible for some people to retain their mortgages and continue their ownership without complications. So in terms of the allocations, it might be best if it is recalled, and I appreciate your insight and your willingness to consider that. Thank you.
Good evening. Annie Montgomery, 2082 Laurel Lane. This was brought in front of council, I believe, 3 years ago, or a little bit better than that, and we all spoke against it because it did affect a lot of people's mortgages and their escrow account. So I was rather surprised when it came up again. It does look like your water bill is going down, but your escrow and mortgage payments are going up. So I'm glad that it was brought back. Thank you.
Thank you. Public hearing is now closed. Open for discussion. Madam Keys?
Yes. As we brought up, it will definitely affect the mortgage payments. In January, you'll get an escrow letter from your bank saying we had to loan you money to pay your waste. So they're going to collect the waste, and then they're going to start raising your escrow so they have enough for the following year. So that was going to hurt people. The reason it didn't matter to me one way or the other, but what I realized last week is that it's going to cost the city a tremendous amount of money, because not only do we pay the administrative fee, which was between $50,000 and $100,000, the taxpayers get to deduct 4% of that. We're only looking at about a $10 discount. I'll save $10 if I pay in November. The problem is that by our 20,000 accounts will cost the city a lot of money, since we do have so many mortgage holders. So it is a very big expense to the city, which is why I voted against it last time.
Mr. Galvin?
No questions. I'll be voting in favor of the measure.
Mr. Bien-Aimé?
No question.
Mr. Manager, I need you to explain something to me. I know that 3 years ago, as Madam Montgomery just mentioned it, this came to the table. This is not the first time it's coming, and Councilwoman Sterrill voted for it 3 years ago, and she didn't ask any questions. And when it was brought up back in October, she voted for it again. And it's only now that she has some questions and have some soul searching, which I respect. But we need to look at different cities that have the same thing. And these cities have not gone bankrupt and nobody has lost their home. The city of Surfside, city of Sweetwaters, city of Bal Harbor, city of Biscayne Park, city of Coral Gables, city of El Portal, city of Miami Lakes, city of Miami, city of Miami Gardens, and the city of Opaloka. So this, having said that, we understand the politics, and I know it has been prepared for that thing to go back, as many other things are going to go back as well. And I think once again we are missing the boat right here. We are missing to look at the bigger picture and what is in the interest of this city and the residents of this city. And the reason why we are elected by the people of this city is because they are trusting us in the decision making that we take when we are here on this dais. So if you guys decide to go back to it, it's fine with me. But again, remember, we are missing the boat right here. We don't do politics just to do politics. What is in the interest of this city should come before any type of petty politics that we may have. Mr. Clerk, roll call.
Just to be clear, the motion was made by Councilwoman Sterrill, seconded by Councilwoman Keys, and this motion was to specifically cancel the agreement entered into with the Miami-Dade County regarding this item, tab I. Roll call vote. Mayor Thundro?
No.
Councilman Galvin?
Yes.
Councilwoman Sterrill?
Yes.
Councilwoman Keys?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Bieneme?
Yes.
Item passes 4-1.
Thank you. Mr. Clerk?
Tab J, discussion, update on Biscayne Landing and the disposition of the appeal.
Madam Attorney?
Yes. As you recall, the city filed a petition of writ of certiorari, what was essentially an appeal of a variance order that was provided by the EQCB board with respect to certain landfill material that Olita Partners wanted to use for lake fill. The nature of the appeal was that the Olita Partners did not have a right to file an application for a variance on behalf of the owner, which was the city. That matter went before the 11th Judicial Circuit Court in its appellate capacity. The court, Olita Partners filed a motion to dismiss, and the court granted their motion, essentially dismissing our petition, dismissing our appeal. And so at this juncture, the appeal is dead. What are our options is to file it's called a second tier petition to the District Court of Appeal. As you recall, there was a settlement agreement that was proposed to resolve the issue, but that was not voted and supported by council. And so the council has also indicated in the last meeting that you wish to pursue our options with respect to requiring Olita Partners to remove the fill from the site. So this is where we are right now.
Okay, so why are you bringing it for discussion? You had the clear directions as of what to do with that soil.
Why? Who's bringing it for the?
Why is it on the agenda? Because it was a clear direction from this body for them to remove the soil.
I believe Councilwoman Sterrell asked for the item to be placed on the agenda.
For?
May I?
Madam Cyril? Yes, go
Thank you,
ahead.
Madam Mayor. When the city attorney called me and I sat down with the city manager as well, and they were updating me on the fact that the appeal was dismissed, although that I heard about it before that the city attorney knew about it. Everybody else, I mean, the city attorney told me that other people called her as well, even before that. Not the only the partner, but the judge or the court system actually wrote her. I felt that something that affecting the entire city, that affecting us, shouldn't be talked about in the closet or individual. The city attorney should, I would say, updating us about the dismissal of the appeal. What is it? Do we as a body wants to go to the next step? Do we want to reappeal it, or if it's feasible, or are we gonna just let it go as it is right now? So that's why that I asked her to bring it before us to know exactly what do we want to do instead of making individual suggestion.
If I can add to that, so what staff would want to know, do you want us to appeal the appeal that we lost, or in either direction? We also have the issue on the table of moving very aggressively according to the guidelines of the lease to file a default. So in my report, I would just be letting you know as a council that whatever we decide, we will be moving very aggressively with the terms of the default. And that is a series of events that would take place. It's very aggressive, and it will be time-consuming. It sort of starts a legal battle with the city and the developer. So I just wanted to bring that to the attention of the council, that we had the last council meeting solidifying the November 18th council meeting to remove the soil, but in moving in that direction, it will mean that we will be filing a default, which will then ignite a very lengthy legal battle. If you want time to think about that, or
Mr.
know
Manager,
what that means.
Last council meeting, the majority have voted for this thing to be removed. So I don't understand why you're coming back and asking the same questions when it has been voted here.
Oh, no, I'm not asking a question, Mayor. I'm just informing you that that's the direction that we
So
will
what
be
we doing?
going.
What's
Well,
the?
there's two
the
different issues.
What's the city attorney?
One is dealing with the appeal, but I'm also letting you know what we're getting ready to ignite on our end based
What was
upon-
decided here was to keep the November resolution,
Absolutely.
which asked for them to remove the soil from the property.
Sure.
And this is the directions that the majority have voted for, which is unfortunate to me, but we have to move on. And the appeal, it's what, for the money? The $1 million?
No,
No, ma'am. So the court dismissed our appeal of the variance.
Of their
order.
violations using
Correct.
our name for the variance and blah, blah, blah.
Correct.
So what you want to do to reappeal it?
So I'm advising you of what the options are. The
I'll make a
options.
motion that we appeal the appeal and that we file the default. They've taken no steps in the 2 weeks since our last meeting to remove any soil. They're just flaunting and ignoring us.
Okay.
let me ask a question. That goes.
I'll second that.
If we appeal, how much money does it cost us, by the way, for all those appealing?
So to date, we've spent approximately $45,000 in attorney's fees. to appeal the initial variance.
So if we were to appeal the appeal, it's going to cost us what, $45,000 twice?
Right. So now,
With the same attorneys, with the same arguments?
so
Are we going to be, seriously,
okay.
are we going to bring the same attorneys, the same argument if we appeal the appeal, or do we have
Before the same judge that can
another
actually take-
type of wordings or reasons why we are appealing this? If it's for the same case, hey, we are swimming in air.
Right. So at this point, I'm a little reluctant to get into that level of strategy because generally speaking, you know, this is a public forum, of course, and we don't want to necessarily tell the other side what our thoughts and strategic impressions are. We can certainly have an executive session where we can get into more specific details as to the cost-benefit analysis of filing an appeal versus not. What are the ramifications and consequences for the appeal and the default and so forth, where we can really be able to speak candidly and openly with the council.
And as Mr. Galvin will ask, I'm sure, where are we going to find the money to appeal the appeal?
Maybe.
Give me 1 second, Frank. Where are we going to find the money? Another $45,000 of attorney fee to go ahead and file an appeal that has been dismissed.
Well, that would be certainly a policy decision if the city council decides that they want to move in that direction. But again, you know, that's a cost-benefit analysis.
I will withdraw my motions and ask that the attorney call an immediate executive session to discuss as soon as possible all options behind closed doors when we're not discussing strategy with, you know, Mr. Swerdlow. Hi.
Do we make
Watching
a
on
motion
TV.
from up here, then, or you?
He just made a motion.
I second it.
So, I'm sorry. So we had a motion from Councilman Galvin and a second from the mayor. The motion
I
was...
withdraw my
So you're going
motion.
to
He
Withdraw
withdrew
my
the motion.
Okay,
My
so-
request
So is this
is
a
that
new...
you call an executive session as soon as possible to address it.
I second it.
And that way, it would allow me to inform you
All
of
the details we want to
all of
know.
the details
The
of what it means to
possibilities.
do with the default.
Okay, I think Mr. Wolin want to speak.
Actually, thank you, Frank Woolen. I'm pleased that your city attorney made that suggestion because there are some other options that you can and probably should consider, and now you have the leeway to do that. So that was a good suggestion that she made, and I'm glad the council took it up, and have a nice evening.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Clerk, roll call, please.
Okay, we have a motion from Councilman Galvin, seconded by Sterry. This motion is to call an executive meeting to come up with a strategy. And Councilwoman Keys,
Which,
that we were voting on the motion. The motion was made by Councilman Galvin. It was seconded by Councilwoman Sterry.
oh, this is for the special meeting?
Executive session.
No, this is
Executive
for,
session.
to call an executive meeting
Yes.
to come up with a, Councilwoman Keys votes yes. Councilwoman Sterry.
Yes.
Councilman Galvin.
Yes.
Mayor Thundro.
Mm-hmm.
That was a yes. And Vice Mayor Bieneme.
Yes.
Item passes 5-0.
Can we talk a little bit about scheduling, since this is probably something that requires immediate attention?
ASAP, Madam
So
Attorney.
can we?
ASAP.
Well, no, I'm saying, can we discuss that?
No, we let
Right
you.
now.
We let you choose the date and send everybody an email.
Can we
And
do
see-
it tomorrow
Got
night?
everybody
since
on
we
the
had all
table.
these-
You have
And
to
see-
bring
and see
everything,
what we
all
schedule.
the argument, all the facts.
We
no,
leave
I'm
it to your
saying in terms of
discretion,
when,
Madam Attorney.
when.
We leave
Right,
it to your
so I'm-
discretion.
When you're ready with all the facts.
We'll leave it to your discretion.
We had some meetings scheduled tomorrow night that have been canceled, so I've left my calendar open. And Thursday,
I'm traveling tomorrow night.
oh,
Monday or Tuesday? Tuesday.
And I'm traveling tomorrow night. So we leave it to your discretion for next week.
Monday or Tuesday? Okay. Thank you.
I'm not available Monday or Tuesday, but I'll let you know. I'll just do a one-on-one consultation. I've got some things in the air right now that will
Me too.
Okay.
I got some things in the air right now. Mr. Clerk,
Nothing else, Mayor. That's the end of the of the agenda.
your report, sir.
Oh, no reports, Mayor.
Madam Keys.
oh, yes, I have I sent an email to our attorney and manager, and I have requested a ethics workshop dealing specifically with lobbyists. We have an ordinance on the books that I'm not real familiar with, and I think maybe other people here are not. It appears that the website itself is says complete opposite of what our ordinance is, and there are people coming to speak to me. I don't think the residents and the business people know what our lobbyist laws are, and I want to make sure that I do not violate any lobby laws, whether people have to sign up as a lobbyist, do attorneys have to register as a lobbyist to speak on behalf of a client. There's a lot of different rules, and I think there's some ambiguities, and I'd like, so I'm requesting a workshop so we can all become familiar with what we are allowed to do.
Madam Attorney, is there any chapter regarding the lobbyist thing that you can work on?
If you recall, we recently revised Chapter 2, which dealt with ethics, and in it was the lobbyist ordinance. So what I would recommend is that everyone become familiar with it, and if it be the pleasure of the council, we can certainly have a specific workshop just on that particular subject.
I thought you said that it was the previous board that changed or updated the lobbyist laws.
It was 2013?
But
or
you said,
when
but it
that?
was,
Was it?
but it was
Well,
before we
okay.
were on
Well,
board, so.
Was it? Okay. Well, it is in Chapter 2.
Okay.
So if you read Chapter 2.
I've read
okay.
it and see
Okay.
ambiguity with what's on our website, exemptions, so we need to work on it, but we also need to understand it.
Okay.
That concludes your report, madam?
That's it.
Councilman Galvin?
No report tonight.
Councilwoman Steele? It's late.
I know, right? I would say good morning. Thank you, Madam Mayor. I'm just inviting everyone to the third annual Women History Month celebration that the city has been having for the past 3 years. That we are, last year, the mayor was one of those, a woman that we actually acknowledge and recognize her work in our community, in our city as well. And this year, we're doing the same thing, again, to recognize and acknowledge the strong women that we have in our community. So we are inviting you, men, women, girls, boys, to come the city of North Miami. It will take place Thursday the 13th at 6 p.m. at Mocha Museum. So you all invited. There will be food. So in nice event, nice program. Everybody usually invited and enjoy it. So again, Madam Mayor, happy Women History Month. Madam Keys, same here. And happy Women History Month to all my beautiful women in the city of North Miami. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Bien-Aimé.
And I have a question for the city attorney. I don't know if the city clerk may also answer that question. When we vote on an item, right?
Yes.
Some people vote yes, some people vote no. Who can bring it back? Anybody?
No.
So the members who voted in favor generally can, according to Robert's Rules of Order. The thing with Robert's Rules of Order in the City Council is, if you recall, you have passed a resolution which says that Robert's Rules of Order is to be applied in a relaxed manner, and that a majority vote can overturn essentially whatever that would say. That being said, a majority vote by the City Council can essentially, so if someone makes a motion and there is a majority vote, then that majority vote will essentially have the day. Does that answer your question?
No.
No?
We vote on an item
Yes.
today. Who can bring it back, the same item, after we vote for?
Okay, according to Robert's Rule of Order, somebody who voted for the item, if it passed, then somebody on the passing team, essentially,
Can bring it back.
can bring it back. That's correct.
Somebody from the losing team can bring it back.
That's when anybody can bring it.
Well,
from the winning, from the losing can win it.
somebody, according to Robert's Rule of Order, somebody from the passing team can bring it back.
Okay.
Does that answer your
It
question?
looked like last week, and we vote about the Biscayne Landing item, right? 2 weeks
Yes.
ago.
Yeah.
Yes.
And tonight, Councilwoman still bring it back.
That was not an item. That
She
was an
vote-
update that I asked her to come.
Oh,
What did she? No, no.
I didn't bring the item back.
If you recall, from the last council meeting, there was 2 items on the agenda with respect to Biscayne Landing. The first was a proposed settlement agreement to resolve the
Okay.
current appeal.
you're telling
The
me
second
tonight that's a
item-
different item?
Yeah, tonight.
You are going to say something, Mayor Celestine?
No, 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 we don't have open forum, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
You're doing your report, Mr. Bien-Aimé.
That's what it is?
Yes.
Okay. No more.
Thank you.
Madam Mayor.
I would like to thank the staff of this city, especially Andrea Ramos, and the Parks and Recreation Department, and the attendees of the Paris on Theme Play that took place on Sunday, March 2nd, at the North Miami Senior High. It's time for us to be cultured. It was well attended. It was a beautiful play, and this is, as I said, the beginning of so many that are going to take place in this city. I know that the principal, the day principal of the city, North Miami Senior High, really have worked with our employees to make this play happen. And those of you who did not attend, you just don't know. Chief, thank you for the bottle of champagne, La Veuve Clicquot. Thank you very much for your appreciation. And I would like to also thank Mr. Prudent for this wonderful fair we had last Friday. Over 300 participants. And we were 400. I'm sorry, the last numbers I had was 300. I couldn't stay long because I had to travel. But I know that we were on the radio Thursday night evening. I mean, for an hour, question and answer and telling the people the importance to participate. And it did work. And I would like to thank the Olita Partners, Special Preference Office, Miami-Dade County Public School, that were our partners in making this event a successful one. And again, staff have worked above and beyond the line of duty to make this a wonderful event. And I would like to thank my staff. This is wonderful. I am so proud of you. On March the 15th, we're going to have the Walk This Way. And I think we are very close, Derek, with that million step that we are doing. Because we've been walking for several months right now. And I'm inviting you again to join this walk. We walk 3 times a week, and every month we have a big bash. Like every month we have the bike ride, and it's just good for people's health. For those of you who wants to lose weight, and okay, us who wants to lose weight and want to stay healthy. It's a good thing, and the nutritionist tonight that we have recognized has also worked in providing very good informations as of the habits that we have. And I have decided as of 2 weeks ago to change my nutrition habits, starting having breakfast in the morning, and snack and lunch and dinner and a snack instead of having one meal a day.
Talking about the cookie.
Thank you. It's only one little cookie I took, and she goes, "Mayor!" I have to put it down. Thank you so much. And I am very happy that we're doing all these activities for the residents of the city. And as a mayor, I have been elected as at large. So therefore, I don't have a district. Anybody from any district can come and bring their concerns and complaints about things, and I'm getting those things too. And I don't know, Councilwoman Keys, if it's you sending your constituents to me to complain about that $1.5 million that we gave to Mr. Bien-Aimé, I would like for you to bring it back, Mr. Manager, next week, so we can, next council meeting, we can so that we can discuss it. Your constituents have been calling me and say that what we're doing to you, it's unfair, but it's only one city. Whatever is beautiful in one part can be beautified.
I have not asked anybody to go speak to you. I have.
I'm not accusing you. I said I don't know if it's you, but they've been hitting on me. So, Mr. Manager, I would like for you to bring that $1.5 million that we dedicated to District 3, so we can we discuss it on the next agenda.
You guys still have that money?
And that concludes, no, it has not been spent, I verify. Madam City Attorney report, please.
None.
Mr. Manager report?
Yes. I'd like to say, Mayor and Council, that our new Human Resource Manager is providing, as you all had indicated, a desire for customer service. So the Florida Institute of Government will be having 2 training sessions for our employees. I just wanted to bring you up to speed on that. And also, we're asking the council to provide a member of the council, whomever you all want to elect among yourselves, to be upon the Risk Management Committee. And that is a committee that meets monthly to review cases that are brought to the city, that we settle and discuss how we're going to move forward and litigating them. So Mayor and Council, we would like for you to select a member among yourselves who will be attending these monthly meetings to hear these cases and to, as staff makes a recommendation of how we litigate them and settle them. So if you could do that tonight, or if you want more time, but we always have had a council member on that Risk Management Committee.
Anyone interested in the council to be represented in the council management committee?
I'd like to know more about it and table this till next meeting.
Sure, I'll put it, I'll give a notation in your
You'll give us an
meeting, and then we'll
explanation of
bring
what it
up. Yes.
entails, times, hours, and
Does that conclude your report, sir?
That concludes my report.
Thank you. Do you have a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Second, all in favor? Good night, everyone.